Hello there, gods and goddesses of your reality. Welcome back. This is Jenny and Nutritious Lives. So I've had a lovely absence. I really have. I've been resting. I've been recouping. I've been gaining a lot of inspiration how I want to go forward with Nutritious Lives. And I feel in a much better place now, and so I'm back and I'm slightly making amendments in the sense that from now on, before I get into that, actually, could you please subscribe, click the little bell icon so when I upload videos they come straight to you, and that would really help with the algorithm of my channel. But back to it. So instead of posting every day, which I got into the habit of, I'm going to slightly change it and not do so much posting going forward. I'm going to post videos on a Sunday and a Tuesday. I'm going to post out offers and still do flyers and stuff like that. But regards to videos, I'm just going to do it twice a week going for. That's the plan for now anyway, Sunday and Tuesday, and I'll obviously let you know if that changes. But I've made changes to my logo, my YouTube channels. I've made all the little technological changes that I felt was necessary. Obviously, I feel like I'm going to be a lot more efficient with my hashtags, and I've just, instead of constantly posting and not really giving myself chance to deal with these niggly little technological things, I've been able to do that and thoroughly switch off and enjoy in the process. Now, I'm hoping that this is lined up properly, but if not, I'll just have to bloody do it again. But technology is my best friend, so no doubt it's going to be perfect. Today's video is to tell you about the changes that I've made with regards to how I'm going to, deal with my clients in a more efficient way with regards to identifying blockages and working on our goals, working on our manifestation journey in general. So, in the past, I've talked to you about I studied with a wonderful company to gain my life coaching qualification, which is called New Insights. And I highly recommend that company for anyone who wants to be a life coach. The company itself is amazing. The people are amazing. I just thought it was lovely. It was almost counselling myself every day. That's how I felt. But it is structured, of course, with regards to taking a life coaching course. It's structured for your clients. So every session, someone consulting with me, it would be structured out. It's goal orientated. It's time bound. It's put in place for me to allow the client to be accountable, and for me to be sort of, just making them aware of the agreements weekly or fortnightly on working on these goals and bringing these desires into fruition, right? So, but as I've gone on this journey myself, and this is very personal to me, I feel that spirituality is extremely up there when it comes to the life coaching in general, but definitely with the manifestation side of things and law of assumption. And so there almost felt like there was something missing for me, and this was it. So this was it. This is the 7 main energy centers of our body. I mean, we've got a lot more than that, 100 and something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll get back to you with that fact. And hence, that I'm a qualified EFT practitioner as well, which works on the energy centers. It works on the meridian points of our body. And so, but as time's gone on, I've really sort of come to these conclusions of how I want to take my business going forward. Extremely unique to Nutritious Lives and to Jenny Mullings. So today I just wanted to introduce it. I'm not going to go into detail about the 7 main energy centers, which I'm going to be basing my, my weekly sessions with my clients. It's really for me, going off track slightly, it's really for me to identify blockages and resistance within my clients. It really shows me, because I'm very sensitive with energies, so I'll pick up on someone's energies and blockages pretty quickly. I'm quite efficient with it, but this is really for me. However, if my client presents to me being very spiritually inclined, of course I'm going to run with that because it's my thing, right? But on the flip side of that, that this is not required. It's not required that my clients be ultra spiritual. Ideally that would be wonderful, but for example, if you have an aversion to spirituality, religion, or the flip side, you're very religious but you don't class yourself as spiritual, that's fine. We can work on the more structured sense. As I say, this is really for me to understand for my own knowledge. It hasn't got to be understood 100% by my clients, but it's a way for me to identify where these limited beliefs are and the blockages. I'm going to just quickly tell you what the main centres are without going into detail. And then I just want to loop back on to make a certain point of why these blockages exist within our body, and why this resistance, as I like to say, is there in our body, and how it can be there without us even knowing it's there on that very subconscious level. But anyway, I'm going to go back onto that. But I just want to name the 7 energy centers just for your information, just so it's a little bit clearer. So we have the root chakra, we have the sacral, we have the solar plexus, we have the heart, we have the throat, we have the third eye, and we have the crown. So those will be what I am basing my business model on going forward, as well as the beautiful conventional side of things that's not really that conventional, to present and work with my clients. Now, I want to just make like a point of why consulting with me to bring into fruition your goals, your desires, whether you think of it on a spiritual level or on more of a sort of conventional level. It's very important that we identify this resistance. And the reason why is because, as I say, a lot of resistance lives on that subconscious level, and we don't even know that we have it there. So I just wanted to give you a couple of examples of how this resistance, I sometimes might say blockage, but I don't like to use blockages. I prefer to use resistance. And I want to give you a couple of superficial examples of myself, which I've talked to you about previously in the past, but I don't think I've explained it in necessarily the best possible way. I want to make it put it in as layman's terms as I possibly can. But we have resistance in so many areas of our life. Now, I'll identify a couple of things that I haven't got resistance to, and rather than going into any real emotional side of it, I'm just going to do it on a very physical, basic resistance for me in my life, because it's just to highlight a point. It's not to go into too much detail about the emotions of other things that have lived within me. So what I mean by that is, I've highlighted to you going, through my past. I've had a physical resistance towards my bottom, right? So I've had this resistance within me, and it's become apparent through me not having very good self-talk when it comes to my physical body, right? And because we are in a society now where, and I've said this before, bubble butt, bubble butt, bubble 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 butt, right? It's been something that's been a way of me beating myself up, really, because my body is very much in proportion, but I haven't got a bubble butt. I've got, I used to say a 12-year-old boy's bottom, which isn't very good to say at all. So I don't say that unless I'm really still joking, which I shouldn't. I should stop saying that. Not going to say that going forward ever again. But I have released a lot of resistance around my body shape. And now why this is very important for you to understand is, now, if you consult with me and you want a very quick fix, and I'll use another example, is, so if you feel like you've got want to tone up or lose weight, and then you start hitting it hard at the gym, and then you come away and feel like you haven't really changed your body shape. You've done all this, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work for you. Everybody else can do it, but you can't. It just doesn't seem to work for you. And the reason being is because you haven't dealt with the resistance on that subconscious level. You haven't reprogrammed your brain. You haven't changed the way that you look at yourself. So this is why it's very important. And again, going back to me now, I only started to make the changes within me. Now, my body shape hasn't changed, but I no longer look outside of me and see all these bubble butts around me anymore, right? I no longer go out and see women, because what was happening when I had a shit identity, a shit way of looking at my own body shape, I saw that these, hourglass figures, these sort of very voluptuous women with very shapely bottoms, which I aspired to, would be in my orbit all the time. I would see, look, oh my God, like, there again, look at all these gorgeous shapely women around me, and I'm just like, I've got no shape, and I would love to have a shape. I'd love to look like that. I would see this all the time in my orbit, and it was because my self-concept when it come to my body shape and my bottom was appalling. And so this is why energetically I was bringing it into my orbit all the time. And this is the same concept of, if you feel like you can't lose weight and you can't slim down, you can't feel toned, or whatever you want to get from going to the gym, that you feel like the gym's the answer, and then you do it, and as I say, nothing changes, because it's all to do with your self-concept. So working with me, this is what we would identify and change. And the point is that your brain goes, well, how's that going to change my circumstances? Because I'm still going to be going to the gym the same. Like, how would that possibly change it? It's because you get tripped up by the story that you've told yourself. By working on that self-concept and changing your viewpoint, which I've done now. So say, for example, the difference with me with my self-concept is, that's okay. I don't need to look like that girl. I'm good with me. I look good. I look great. I'm a great person. Yeah. Oh, I can see that. I can see that beautiful hourglass figure in that with that lady. She's looks great, but I look great too. I look good. I've got a great body. There's nothing wrong with my body at all. This is the change that I've made. And what I'm trying to get over to you is, once you look at yourself in that way and you change that you've been saying to yourself for so long, then everything starts to change. You no longer see all this that you aspired to, because you're like, I'm good. I aspire to myself. I like the way I look. I like the way I handle myself. Um, I'm proud of myself and the way that I look after myself. I never said that to myself. And as I say, my body shape hasn't really changed that much, but the self-talk has changed massively. So you can apply this to every area of your life. And this is where you're tripping up if you're not happy within your existence. It's not your circumstances, because people can't understand, but my circumstances are this, so hence this is why I'm getting this. But trust me, to change the way you talk and think changes that environment out there. And it's tried and tested, and I 100% know that this works, guys. So trust me, it works. And as I say, I haven't changed my body shape. I've changed my outlook, and then the reflection out there reflects something totally different. Then you've got a choice. So you've, like, for me, for example, with the change in the way that I view myself. Now I can walk down the street and I can hold my head up high, saying, yes, I still see beauty in women. I still see that physical beauty, but now I see it in myself. And what that's done, it's allowed me to have more choices with where I go with my body now. So I know that I can start from this point. I can start working on my bum if I so choose. I haven't up to yet to try and create more shape within my bottom, because I'm quite happy with where I am now, that I don't need to make the changes. But the point I'm trying to make, and it's on a very superficial level, girl, this is mainly for the girls, wherever it is that you want to change on your body, on your person. But from that place where you come from acceptance, then you can make a decision of where you want to change, because your brain isn't taking you back into the old story and blocking you from getting that what you want. Does that make sense? So it's the self concept itself that's the game changer. But like I say, working with me, we would identify what these blockages are, because you could be walking around very unhappy with so many areas of your life and not know where to start, because you're not having this conversation from your brain, because you're not allowing the conversation to happen for your subconscious to identify what the problem is. And this is where working with a coach, working with a manifestation coach, namely myself, will help you with this. So it's a really valid point, because I do get slightly frustrated when I see these advertisements for weight loss companies, quick fix companies, quick fix in general with anything, because you haven't shifted your self-concept in that area. And we have a different self-concept for every area of our life. So I'll just throw a couple of other examples. Say I'm talking to the men now. You walking down the street and you can see, you're on holiday, for example, and you can see all these beautiful women around you, but your self-concept is that your history is telling you relationships equate to heartbreak. This could come from, mom or dad issues, brother or sister issues, being bullied at school. What it could come from anywhere. And then as you've started to grow, you've picked women that weren't emotionally available, that didn't respect themselves, so hence that they couldn't respect the relationship, they couldn't respect you. So maybe there was cheating involved, but whatever the situation was within that relationship, and then you kept on picking the same type of woman. So now your brain equates women with heartbreak. Avoid. So you could see and you could want love, or you could want that physical connection, but your brain will not allow you to have it because of all this resistance from your past. So again, just another example of where this is living within your subconscious, and you're not even aware that this programming is going on. So I meant for this to be a quick one, but you know me by now, I do like to over chat. I don't think I'll ever change that one, to be honest. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there, and just to highlight again this new system that I'm going to be working with. I'm very excited, and the change of days with posting. There's probably something else I forgot that I wanted to mention, but I'll mention that in the next video. And I've missed you so much. I've missed just rattling on in your ear, and I'm just so pleased to be back with with a new found enthusiasm for nutritious lives, and to highlight that everything is clicking into place more and more with the manifestation, how I've persisted in my own story, and I'm so looking forward to putting out content where I can show you this is working, guys, it's happening, guys, it's all true, you're the god of your reality. I know, because I'm creating this life for myself, and I'm just so blessed to have found manifestation, even if it came from a place of heartbreak. I'm just like, wow, things can really turn around, and I want to be able to help you on your journey, to let you know that you don't have to be stuck in an unhappy scenario. That doesn't need to be your world. You can turn it around, and I'm on hand to help you. Your own little fairy godmother. I might even use that as a concept going forward, Jen, the fairy godmother. But I wish you a wonderful day, sending lots of loving energy your way, and I'll see you in the next one.